Welcome to Deadly Dames, and this is just going to be a quick video with updates on new additions to the collection. So I've got some Arrow videos, some Arrow Academy, some Film 88, and as you can see in front of me, the new Shameless release. So I just wanted to quickly say I haven't watched Top Sensation yet. I'm going to be watching it today. I've got a day off today, and I'm just going to spend a whole day watching movies, and I've already started doing that with some of the other ones that I'll talk about as this video goes on. Just wanted to say, in relation to Top Sensation, this actually arrived completely shattered in the post. So the disc itself was fine inside, but the box was shattered beyond belief. So I contacted Shameless just to say to them that's how it arrived, and the next day after contacting them I received a replacement box, which I was really impressed about. That is outstanding service of any level. You also get, because I pre-ordered it, this funny, you can see it was squashed here as well, colouring in book, Top Sensation colouring in book, which I thought was kind of funny. I'm not going to colour it in, but it is still quite a funny idea. So, and I got Women on the Run from Arrow Academy. This is on my list to watch today as well. There you are. I've already watched this one. This is the new Italian collection, 88 films, Alien 2 on Earth. The soundtrack to this movie was amazing, really good. I don't know, I just really liked the soundtrack to it. It was a bit of a silly film. Basically it's a rip-off of Alien. You know, the Italians, you know, Zombie, the story of, like, what you can see on the back there, how Zombie was Dawn of the Dead, and then obviously Lucio Fulci made Zombie 2, which was Zombie Flesh Eaters. Well, the director of this movie sort of jumped on the bandwagon and made Alien 2 on Earth. So basically it's about basically like footage of astronauts coming back, and then all of a sudden these things fall from the sky, but you don't really see them. It's like stones that have got alien life form inside them. It's actually got quite a lot of similarities to The Descent through part of this, because you see in this one that they go into a cave, like they're cave divers looking like going below sea level, and for whatever reason, even though a guy picks up a massive big stone up on the surface, she decides to carry it in her bag down below as well. So, but what really made this movie, because there isn't an awful lot of gore or violence in it until near the end, but what I really liked was not so much the gore. The gore was actually pretty good considering it was obviously a low budget movie, but I liked the ending. I'm not going to ruin it for anybody, but I liked the ending because she comes back up from in the cave, and it's like the start to 28 days later. So yeah, I actually really did enjoy this one, Alien 2 on Earth. I'd never heard of it until it was released by 88, so I'm glad that I got to see it. And managed to get the new Eureka release, which is Enemy Mine. I love this film. It was one of my favourite movies of the 80s. I don't know, I just really like it, and I'm glad that it's been released by a company that does such good restoration as Eureka. I haven't seen it yet. I've obviously seen the movie before, but I haven't seen this edition yet, so it's on my list of things to watch today as well. It's a bit of an unusual movie for Eureka to release, because they haven't really delved into sci-fi yet, but I'm kind of glad that they have, and I'm hoping that because they've done this that maybe they're going to start to do some more sci-fi, perhaps, like The Last Starfighter, etc. Now this one was outstanding. It was so funny. Killer Workout, and it's a Slasher Collections 88. Now what I do think is quite cheeky, so this has nothing to do with the movie itself, but 88 released all the Slasher Collections on Blu-ray. Now this one came out on DVD, as you can see, part 6 there, and they started doing the Slasher Collections on DVD, which is absolutely fine because not everybody owns Blu-rays, but this one isn't on the Slasher Collection Blu-ray, it's only on the DVD, and if you're an avid collector, you're going to be annoyed that you've got a part 6 to something and nothing else. I personally think this should have been a standalone release, and that they should keep the Slasher Collections the same, rather than having one release that's not on Blu-ray but it is on the DVD on a different number on the Slasher Collection. I just thought that was a bit cheeky, but it is still worth getting this film. It's really funny. Now I know they said they didn't release this on Blu-ray because they couldn't get the scope of the way it was filmed onto Blu-ray, and when you watch it you'll see, I mean, it is quite a grainy, poor quality movie, but they've obviously done the best they could with what they had. The movie is hilarious, so it is worth watching. It's so funny. There's so little dialogue in this film, and the dialogue you do get is just cheesy beyond cheese. I love that mostly, basically this is how the film goes. You got somebody dancing, nakedness, cheesy dance song, somebody dies. Dancing, nakedness, somebody dies. That's pretty much how the movie goes. But I've watched it twice since getting it, and I just think this movie is so funny. I'm so glad to finally get it. Now these two actually just came through the door this morning, so Slayton's Blade literally came through 5 minutes ago, so I haven't seen it yet. Again, just came through, so I'm going to watch it today. And the Arrow video sale is on just now, and although I've got this Battle Royale box set on DVD, and I think if you've seen one of my previous videos you know that I bought the DVD one, which is out of print, in second hand, and half of the stuff is missing from it, so I have actually been watching this one on Blu-ray in the hope that I would get it at a decent price. I didn't want to pay for the same thing twice and pay a lot of money for it, and actually get a complete one. So this is £25 on the sale just now, and it's obviously complete, so I'm so glad to finally get the complete Battle Royale. It's one of my favourite sort of Asian movies. I think it's just an amazing film. If you're going to watch a film, if you're going to watch Hunger Games, watch this first. Hunger Games is still good, but watch this first. Yeah, so the rest of the stuff that I've got is not anything to do with Arrow or 80 or any of those Pacific collections. It's just individual movies that I've managed to get. So I pre-ordered this one and went and picked it up, which is the Attack on Titan Part 1 movie. So it's not the animated one, it's not the manga, it's the movie. Again, I'm actually waiting for a day that both me and my partner have off together to watch this, because I remember when we discovered because I'm not the biggest manga fan. I have seen manga that I like Death Note and Attack on Titan, but I remember when we discovered Attack on Titan on Netflix, we literally watched it from beginning to end within like 2 days, because we're addicted to it. So I'm not going to watch this without the other half being here. But I've got the steelbook. It is, as you can see, it's really pretty. Just flip around. The back's just got the wall. And then this bit here. Part 2 comes out steelbook in July, so I've already pre-ordered that one as well. And then just because I love it so much, I do have it on DVD, but they released the special edition Attack on Titan manga Blu-ray as well. The one I've got is DVD, so it's good to get it on Blu-ray, but I love this animated series, so I'm glad to have that. The main reason why I got this one is that obviously some of my X-Men movies, I had them on DVD, I didn't have them on Blu-ray. Some of them I did, but obviously, you know, if you're a collector, it takes up a lot of space on your shelf, so this made it so much neater, just combining them all. But it's actually $14.99 in HMV just now, and it's a smashing deal because you get X-Men, X-Men 2, The Last Stand, X-Men Origin Wolverine, First Class, The Wolverine, and Days of Future Past. You also get a 3D version of Days of Future Past in here as well. $14.99, I think that's a great deal for all those movies. So glad to get that. Again, this is actually on sale in HMV just now. If you buy something else, instead of paying $15.99 for it, you get it for, sorry, $14.99, you get it for $7.49. I'm not the biggest fan of Man of Steel. It was okay. Certainly better than, in my opinion, the Batman Superman one. But Steelbook, I like my Steelbooks, and it was really cheap, so I just went for that. Silent Hill Steelbook. I've got the Silent Hill Steelbook on DVD, but I don't have it on Blu-ray, so this was actually quite cheap, so I decided just to get it. I actually really like the Silent Hill movies. I think they get a hard time, but I really do like them. These aren't new movies by any means, it's the Expendables. I did have them on DVD, got rid of them because, I don't know, my mood changed, but you know something, they're actually a lot of fun, the Expendables movies. It's actually, if you grew up in the 80s like myself, grew up loving the 80s, then it's just fun watching all these 80s action stars all in one movie being stupid and cheesy. So bought this one second hand, it was only £2 I think. This one was a wee bit more expensive because it's a steelbook, but I actually really like the steelbook of Expendables 2. So you can see the side there. And then Expendables 3, which is the only one I haven't seen. I think what actually puts me off watching it is, doesn't Wesley Snipes just look like a transgender woman on the back of this? It's really strange, but I will get around to watching the third one eventually. Now this movie, I can't say enough good things about it. It was amazing, Bone Tomahawk. Now, if you're going to sit down and watch Bone Tomahawk, don't expect, because it's described as like a western meets The Hills of Eyes, which it kind of is, but don't expect this to be a fast-paced movie. It is slow-paced. It's quite, I mean, I think the guy that wrote and directed this must be a fan of Quentin Tarantino, because a lot of Quentin Tarantino stuff is a lot of dialogue and a lot of character building. And it's similar with Bone Tomahawk. There's a lot of building into the four guys that go out. So the basics of this storyline is that it starts off, somebody desecrates like an Indian burial ground, and the Indians follow him to this sheriff's town, and they take him away because he did that to their burial ground. But in the process of doing it, they actually take two of the locals as well. So it's four of the guys from the town going to get these two locals back. And then what happens now? The end of this film is brutal. It is it's on par with a Pacific Death scene that's in Green Inferno, put it that way. But yeah, it definitely gave me the heebies when I was watching that part. But I just really like it. I like Patrick Wilson, I like Kurt Russell, I like Richard Jenkins, and Matthew Fox was actually pretty good in this movie. I mean, other than seeing Matthew Fox in Lost, I haven't really seen him in anything else, so it was good to see him branching out and doing something else. But the four leads in this film are outstanding, so I can't say enough good things about Bone Tomahawk. And then these are just some really cheap DVDs that I managed to pick up in Computer Exchange and in charity shops. I've actually seen this one. I got this one in British Heart Foundation for 99p. I've seen it on Netflix. I actually really liked it. I thought it was a good little thriller of a movie. Kept me kind of guessing. I didn't expect the end to be what it is. So if you're looking for a movie which has got a bit of twists in it, and obviously relatively good looking women in it, then this is a movie for you. I took a chance on this one. It was 50p. I've never heard of it before. Rogue. I thought, I do like creature features. I especially like creature features when it could be real creatures, like Jaws and things like that. And I thought, oh, we'll give it a go. But to be honest, most crocodile movies that I've seen are not very good, and I thought this was going to be the same for this. But I was actually really pleasantly surprised with this movie. It was tense in parts. The soundtrack was actually really good. Particularly at the end, where it's kind of like him facing off against the crocodile on its own, and it had this kind of doo 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 sound. It was weird. I make it sound like the theme tune to Wizard of Oz, but you have to listen to it to know what I'm on about. That particular part of the soundtrack was really kind of eerie. But yeah, I'm going to keep this movie. I really enjoyed it. I've seen it twice so far since getting it. I only got it a couple of days ago. Mainly I've seen it twice because my partner fell asleep halfway through watching it and I had to watch it again. But I didn't mind watching it again because I actually really liked it. So I'm keeping a hold of this one. So that was 50p well spent. Now I'm actually currently watching this one just now. And so far I'm going to say it's a load of rubbish. I'm not getting into it at all. But I'll give it a wee bit longer than what I already have. It's kind of a very cheap horror film. I don't think I'm going to be hanging on to this movie. I think that's enough said about it. As I said, I'm not all the way through. I'm only kind of maybe 1/4 of the way through, and I can already tell I'm not going to enjoy it. The only reason I got this movie, Deadbirds, is because I watched a video on YouTube of someone recommending, after watching Bone Tomahawk, someone who'd done a top 10 Western horror films, and Deadbirds was on that list. I'd never heard of this film before. I've seen the cover, I'm sure, in a magazine, but I'd never heard of it before, and it was 50p, so I thought I'll give it a go. And then this one I actually just watched this morning, Dying Breed. Again, it was 50p. It's got the guy from Saw in it. You know something? It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that good either. Very predictable in stages. There was a couple of bits in it that were quite tense and quite bloody, but I don't think I would watch this film again. It was worth one watch, so if you see it for 50p like I did, it is worth one watch. But I think this is going to be going into the trade-in pile, this one. But at least it was worth seeing it once. So it wasn't 50p completely spent for no reason. But yeah, that's everything that I've picked up recently. If there's any of these that you've seen and you want to chat to me about, or any new movies that have just come out, or any movies that are like some of the ones that I've spoke about that you want to recommend, please let me know. Obviously I will reply to you. I do like chatting about horror films, and thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Take care.